Okay, welcome everyone to tonight's presentation. I'm very excited about tonight's presentation, which is how to make more, and when I say make more, I'm talking about make more money while selling less. And it's sort of a mismatch. It's intended to be a pattern interrupt, and as we go through the evening, you'll see what I mean when I say make more money while selling less. And I intend to help you achieve that by essentially telling you, explaining, and showing you how to implement, specifically implement, what I call the 7 stealth strategies for selling without actually selling. And as I was saying before we went on the air, I wish I knew what I'm about to teach you back when I started in this business. Essentially, the more I sort of did this business, the more I learned sort of point by point what I'm about to teach you, and I fully expect and fully hope that you use what we're about to teach you. And I guess the real important thing here is that the 7 strategies I'm about to cover can be used regardless of your business, okay? Regardless of what business you're in and regardless of the model of business that you are in. And so that is essentially my hope, is that I'm going to be teaching you strategies and principles which are fairly universally applied. Okay, so with that, let's actually jump in here, and I will tell you that tonight's presentation does in fact have a sponsor, and it is Real Fast Influence and Persuasion.com/go. Okay, and we will have an offer for you at the end of tonight's presentation, but you're not going to hear that offer until I have first thoroughly and completely delivered on my promise. And you're probably asking yourself, well, what's the promise? Well, we're going to get to that in just a second. But let me tell you that the presentation or the training that Dr. Lawrence Clark and I'm going to bring on Dr. Clark here in just a second, but what we intend to do is show you and essentially allow you behind the curtain as we make a product, a training product called Real Fast Influence and Persuasion. But as I said, you'll hear more about that in due course, much toward the end of tonight's presentation. But first, really stellar content. So let me start by delivering my promise and what I intend to give to you during tonight's presentation. Essentially, we're going to show you 7 strategies you can employ in your business to make more money while selling less, and we also promise that these 7 strategies can be used regardless of what you sell in your business or your business model. So my question for you is that why you came here today? Is that what you were expecting? Or do I have the right audiences? Is that why you are here? If so, I want you to go to your questions box right now and type in heck yes or cheerio or right on or something that I know that you are with me, and we've essentially are in agreement on what's going to happen tonight. Okay, so I see all the responses coming in here. Thank you so much for that. And all right, cool. So I do actually have a commitment that I'm asking you for. I've essentially given you what I intend to deliver, my promise to you, but I really do want you to get full benefit out of our time together. And it doesn't help me, and sure doesn't help you, if you're only giving me partial attention. So before we get started here, will you commit to giving me your full attention all the way through tonight's presentation? Which means, by the way, turning off your Facebook, closing your email, and focus on what we're teaching, because this is going to be actual training, as I said, not some big sales pitch. So give me the thumbs up or right on, something like that in the answer box right now. That would be awesome. Okay, cool. They're rolling in now. Good. Well, we've got an accord, as we would call in the law. And good. I just wanted to make sure that, again, we are not wasting each other's time here. All right. So a bit of a background on your instructors for tonight. First off, this is a picture of me. If you've never seen me before, that's me. And my partner here, Dr. Lawrence Clark. And you probably know a little bit about me, but I wanted to start off by giving you a little background on my co-presenter tonight, Dr. Lawrence Clark. He is a sales and persuasion expert, author. He's a copywriter, a sales professional with specific experience in public relations and marketing. By the way, he's got a master's degree, which I haven't listed here, but he also has a PhD in rhetoric. So he brings a new level of training and discipline to this topic, and I think it's a much needed one. By the way, he's also a business owner himself and a public speaker. So that's Dr. Clark, and we'll be hearing from him shortly here. As for me, I actually have a law degree and a nursing degree and licenses in both of those things, and I count myself as an author, speaker, a nurse, attorney, blogger, and most of all, a publisher. That's how I see myself mostly, and I'm effectively a publisher. And I'm real happy that my popular brand of training products, it's called Real Fast, some of you may own some of these, has done very well, and that's essentially the core product line, the core brand that I publish too. The other thing is that I run a 7-figure per year business, and that's essentially where I want to start with you. Is I wanted to tell you what these strategies have meant to me. Now I sort of alluded to this in my introduction here, but essentially these strategies have helped me to build. This is actually a screen cap right out of my P&L statement. I just took this off today. And as you can see, although we have over $1 million in sales, unfortunately I don't get to keep all that, right? But it's still a very nice, very nice income for essentially what is a 2-person business, right? Me and my son Anthony run the show, and I'm very proud of that. And the reason I'm telling you this is not to boast, but at all, by the way, but to show you what is possible. Because the fact of the matter is that using the strategies that I'm about to teach you have allowed me to go from being deeply in debt to living a debt-free life. That means no credit card debt. I don't have any car loans. I don't have any mortgages on either my first or my second homes. And I essentially travel the world at will. And many times I bring my family with me. As a matter of fact, this is a picture you're looking at right now is a picture of my family and I at the Eiffel Tower in Paris on the second platform. And somebody's taken our picture from the very first platform. But again, the reason I'm telling you this is because it's done a lot for me. Now, just because it's done a lot for me doesn't mean, and I'm certainly not promising, that it's going to do the same thing for you. Because I essentially cannot promise that you're going to create a 7-figure or even a 6- or 5-figure business with these. But I am simply reporting what has helped me over time and with quite a bit of effort. Okay, this is not a get-rich-quick deal. This is essentially get wealthy slowly, okay, and surely. But I can say this: that the strategies that we're about to teach you here will increase your probabilities of success in whatever business you work on or within, okay? Now, I want to, by the way, that's it for the sort of the intro. I want you to make a line in your notes right here, and I want to jump in and start by talking about what I consider to be a foundation, okay, to where we're going. And you need to understand these concepts in order to apply what I'm going to teach you a little later on. But I want you to consider this, that nothing gets done, okay? Nothing in business, in other words, gets done unless a sale is made, okay? So I'm not talking about not selling at all. Obviously, you have to sell. But it's the way, it's the manner in which you approach that process that we're going to be talking about. And this, by the way, it goes way beyond the sale of products and services. It's also selling causes or ideas or points of view. It's all about what prevails in the marketplace of ideas. Because what prevails many times are those ideas which were most effectively, quote unquote, sold, okay? So I want you to understand that. The other thing is, to have true success with what I'm about to teach you. Now, do not discount this. What I'm about to say, do not discount this, because this is very, very important. It does take a certain mindset, okay, in your mind, in your brain. Because I realize that people, you perhaps, are afraid of selling. You may have some aversion, some apprehension about selling your products, your services. And here's the thing I want you to realize, and I hope that it inspires you to shift your mindset on this point if it is a problem for you. Because if you know your product or service can help make lives better, then in my opinion, you have a moral and an ethical duty, okay, to sell it and do so zealously, right? Because it is not, I am all about, if you've got a light that's going to shine on the world and illuminate other people's lives and make other people's lives better, do not put a barrel, do not put a basket over your light, okay? And that's really what I'm saying when I say that if you know, now this is a big point, you have got to know in your heart of hearts that what you are bringing to the marketplace is good and will help other people if they use it. So this is really about true belief in what you're selling. So the reason I'm sort of making a big deal about this is because if you examine your product lines and those things that you're trying to do in your business to make money, and you think to yourself, this part of my business really truly isn't helping other people, right? And you know that in your heart of hearts, then what I'm going to suggest is you discharge it, ruthlessly get rid of it, get it out of your business, and only focus on those things that you know are going to help your marketplace, the marketplace that you were put on this planet to help, okay? So that's the mindset bit of this. The other thing I want you to understand is you will get rejection. You will get rejection in any sales process, okay? Any sales process. And the reason I bring this up is the fact that I realize some of you will not sell or, again, have that fear of selling because you fear being rejected, okay? And I'm just here to tell you that you absolutely will get no's when you try to sell stuff. You will. What I'm trying to say is no one, okay, closes 100% of the room. No one closes 100% of the visitors to a website. Even if you're giving stuff away, you can't get 100%. All right? And what I consider to be a great conversion, and what typically we do in our business, is about 20 to 25% conversions, all right? Now, if you are getting, and you need to look at this within your business, if you're getting very small conversion percentages, something is wrong, okay? It's not right. And it goes back to, well, do you truly believe in your product? Do you truly believe that it can help the community that you're trying to help? So you need to look at that. You need to look at your demographic, and also look at the product or service that you're offering, okay? Now, the rest of tonight's training is going to specifically address these issues, but I just want, again, this is sort of a part of the mindset piece. I want you to understand that you will get no's, and you're just going to have to get over it, okay? Because no one, and I'm talking about no one can be 100% or even 80%. I mean, it just doesn't happen, okay? All right, cool. So here's another thing I want you to understand that you may not, and I hope this is an aha moment for you. And that is this, that we are constantly selling. We're constantly selling. And I'll prove it to you, okay? I want you to recall the last time you persuaded your spouse or your significant other or friend to go to one restaurant over another, okay? That is selling, okay? Or what about negotiating with your child to take out the garbage? That too is persuading or selling your child on the need to take out the garbage. Or what about your last job interview that resulted in an offer, okay? Again, you sold in all of these situations, and what I'm here to tell you is that you sell in one form or another each and every day. So the reason I make this point is that I wanted to build a bridge for you and show you that it's not that far of a gap between what you do today, every day in your business, and selling your ideas and everything else, and selling to your marketplace, okay? All right. Now, I do want to say a word about this, because this is what turns a lot of people's stomachs, okay? Selling is perceived as something that's only done by people that are kind of swarmy and unscrupulous, and we don't want to be essentially the same as what we perceive as those worst of the stereotypical used car salesman. As you know, I realize that stereotypes don't work, but you know what I'm talking about here. And the truth is that you can sell, and actually, in my opinion, you could sell much more effectively without assuming the behaviors that most of us associate with quote-unquote sales, okay? All right, so with that sort of foundation laid, okay, I want you to make another line in your notes, and we're going to start in on the 7 strategies that I believe is going to help you make more money while still, quote-unquote, selling less, okay? So strategy number one, I call it the borrowed selling strategy. And the central idea of this strategy is you let your happy customers and clients sell for you, okay? That's what's going on, right? And here's the thing. This works because prospects, they know if they listen to you that you're going to be biased about how good you are and your stuff is, right? They already know that. Also, they may see you, okay, they may believe that you can do it, right? Whatever it is that, you know, whatever result that you are promising that they're going to get from buying or investing in your products or services. But just because you can do it doesn't mean that they see themselves doing it, because they know that you're an authority, right? So if you have your customers